Hello, Diane. Mr. River, how you? Halfway. Oh, me. Well, y'all both been staying out of trouble. I know Diane hadn't. To cut that off. Arizona Dan, how you doing? Cookie. Are they wearing you out up there, Cookie? I watched that live of Travis's. They look like they're getting wound up pretty good. So when you get Ray and Kevin and Travis together, that's just trouble on a stick there. Oh, gee. Sure. Hello, Rango. Rango, you doing all right tonight? Oh, hello, hello, River.
Hey, I got a couple of quick questions for you.
Sure.
That was a Mavic or a not, right?
Oh, what? Just a minute. You're breaking up. All right, try it again. Let's see.
That motorcycle that you had last, that was a Navi, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bought a Navi, but I'm selling it now, and I'm buying a. Oh, I bought it already. I bought a 300 Rebel Honda. A little
Okay.
bit bigger. I couldn't get the top speed out of that Navi. That Navi's a cool bike now. I really love that thing. I hate to sell it.
Well, a couple of videos, and the one guy was only like 160, and he couldn't even get that thing up to like 45 miles an hour up in Colorado, going up a hill, and it wasn't even a steep hill. It was just a gradual grade.
Well, I didn't find that out with mine. I weigh 230,
Okay.
about 6 foot tall, and I get 53, 54 out of it.
Were you? Okay. Okay.
You know, now if you got on a steep enough hill, well, any of them will slow down some.
Well, right, but he was he was trying. He had a semi behind him. He was.
Some of these guys don't know how to drive a damn motorcycle that's got a carburetor on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I realized if it's at 11,000 feet, well, that might be true.
Yeah.
But
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the elevation was, but it will check out a carburetor.
I went up to the first time I went to Colorado hunting. I had a Ford 460, a big Ford V8, and that thing had pull a hole in the wind. And but I got up there in them mountains in Colorado, and that thing acted like it had a 4-cylinder in it.
Right. Hi, Diane. Hey, everybody. No, the reason I was asking you, I met a guy at a gas station today. He had one in the back of his pickup truck, and I asked him how he liked it. He goes, "Oh, I loved it." He goes, "But I'm selling it." I said, "Why?" He says, "It's just too small." He goes, "I need to get like 400 or bigger." So,
Well, my deal in Texas, there's not many highways that's under 75.
right.
Nearly all the highways are 75, and that's just you know where you can average 50 miles an hour. And I took some 150-mile trips on it. It did fine. And if you're around town and we're going to stay within 20 or 30 miles, it's a perfect bike.
Well, I'm trying to find something small, for the motorhome, right?
Well, that one would be a sweetheart for that.
Well, I was also looking at the Honda 125.
For the money, you can't beat that Navy.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, it's 1807 new.
Yeah, if you can find one.
Yeah, there's quite a few in the area down here in Florida.
Yeah.
A lot of dealers have them in.
It's simple. It's a simple bike. You don't have any clutches or any of that mess on them.
Right.
So anybody can ride one, But like I say, at 230, it don't act like it even knows I'm back there. You got plenty of pep to get up.
About 20 pounds, so
yeah.
It would.
It wouldn't make it much different.
Be even slower though.
Yeah, you've been down low. Where I live in Texas, I think we're about 200 feet, something like that.
Well, same here in Florida, but not when I'm traveling, not when I'm out and about.
Yeah.
That's why I want about it.
I bought it to go on the back of my cab over. That's what I bought it for.
Right.
And but I found this. They made me a good deal.
Say hi to Teddy Bear.
Oh, looky there. They made me a good deal on one of them CMX 300 R's, which is it's a 300 cc, and it'll top out about 85 or 90.
What is the weight?
It weighs 40 pounds more than that Navy does.
Okay, the Navy's about 230.
Yeah, it's about 300 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Well, I was also looking at the BMW GS 650. That's 390.
Yeah, it's 100 pounds heavier.
Yeah, but it has a top speed of 110, so quite a bit.
I tell you what, I've been around a lot of BMWs, and I'm not really impressed with them.
I miss mine.
It seemed like the older ones were damn good bikes, but these new ones, I ain't so sure about them, River.
Hello, Loves. Well, they're pretty much the same bike, if you get the comfort.
They're having a lot of trouble with them rear ends on this new one.
Really?
Yeah, that shaft drive on them.
When you say new, from what year and up?
Yeah. Probably like that. It's like, you ever watch the couple on what's the name of that? Two Wheels Up or something like that. It's a couple at tent camps, and they're both on GS's, and her bike got about 70,000-80,000 on it. She took it in for service, and the whole ass end was just toast.
Desert Adventure says they're a little expensive to repair, but I'll tell you what, I'm seeing some 14s and 13s and 9s and stuff like that in the for sale for $4 or $5 grand, 4,500, 5,400, stuff like that. So they don't have high mileage, so they should be good for quite a while. I think mine was a 05, and I just loved it. I really did. I regretted getting rid of it.
Hello, Janet. Hello, Mr. Steve. How you doing? I've got a Road Glide, just got 105,000 on it. And still run like a top. I did a top end on it here a while back.
I had a Road Glide. I had it all tricked out. I had a 103, It was a 16, and it got stolen at 17 when I was in Denver.
Oh Lord.
I jammed. But like I said, I'm just looking for something running around with DoorDash and stuff like that when I'm parking at the
I
camp.
don't think you can beat that Navy for that river. It I hate to get rid of this one of mine, but damn I don't need three motorcycles sitting in the garage.
Right. Now, what do you think of the Trail 125 Honda?
I would love to have one at CT 125
Mm-hmm.
if you can find one.
Oh, there's a couple down here.
Really.
Yeah, but they're 3,800.
Yeah, they're quite a bit higher, but now that Trail CT 125, they're getting close to 150 miles a gallon now. That bike.
Well, I've seen 3 reviews that are all were saying 133, 134. Yeah.
They hello Ariel. So that was what I was wanting to buy, but everywhere I talked to, they were talking about at least a year, and
Oh, they're available down here in Florida.
damn, it'd be worth driving to Florida to get one of them.
It ain't that far. You're only about 800 away from us.
Yeah, I'm 900 miles away from the border,
From where?
from where you get in the Panhandle. I'm 900 miles. There you to where I live.
Hey, G, I just got your text message. How much you want for it, G? G's got a TW.
Yeah, at 200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good bike.
You know, I had the 250, and for what I'm thinking about doing, that TW right. Got the nice fat tires. It's good in the sugar sand.
Well, that's one thing about this 300 that bike. It's got pretty fat tires on it.
Right.
I really enjoy it though. I think I made a good choice on it. And I welded all my life. That was all I did is prefab stuff. And I'm gonna make me a carrier for the back of my camper.
I
But
put mine on my front bumper on my last van.
yeah, I've done that. And I didn't particularly like that. But I'm gonna make a swing out carrier where I can just I'll mount the bike and a spare on it where I can pull a pin and just swing it to the side.
Right.
And then still have it where to tilt. You can unload it.
The only problem I have with that on this new motorhome is I have a rear door. I don't have a side door on the motorhome. I have a rear door on this one.
Yeah, that would mess you up.
Yeah, so I kind of need to really look at the front end.
Well, and mine's on a pickup. It's on a cab over camper, so that's a different setup than a motorhome too.
Well, my last one was on a cargo van, but this motorhome has the Chevy cutaway cargo van front end. So
There you go. But I think any of those three bikes that you're talking about will do it. The Navy will be the lightest and cheap.
Here's my problem. I'm not worried about a 100-pound difference as much as I am. See, I was going to get an e-bike, and I still want an e-bike. I really do. But as far as just for having something that I can go make some money to do what I need to do with my motorhome and all, from where I'm at right now, many of the roads are all 60 to 65 miles per hour. And I don't want to be that guy on the shoulder getting passed by everybody and hit.
Yeah, well, you need to. Well, I don't know if the CT has got that in it now. They tell me they've got a new CT coming out.
No, the current one's like 53 to 55.
Yeah. The one they're coming out with is 150.
Ooh, really?
And supposedly it tops out about 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, but that's going to go from 38 to about $4,800 too.
It might, I don't know. But that to me would be about the ideal bike for a small bike. If it could top out at 70, 75 and still get decent gas mileage, still get 100 miles a gallon, well, you couldn't beat that.
What attracted me about that one was the very large rack behind the seat. It has all the holes and everything where you can put all the attachments in it.
Yeah, they cool.
Mm-hmm. And there's videos out where these guys took a 125 from the 70s, like a 1978, and they took a 21 and they went all the way up through Alaska. And I mean, the whole state.
Yeah, then across Alaska, I followed that video.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it's a good video. Good video.
when I was a kid, my dad used to deer hunt, and he had a 90, I think it was.
Mm.
It was
Well,
it's like,
had the Honda Trail 70 back in the 80s.
well, this was I, I'm thinking 90. I might be wrong, but
Right.
I rode the wheels off that damn thing.
Oh, I did the 70. I used to put paper out on it every morning.
That 90 had two sprockets on the back,
Well, I never.
and you could break that chain, and you could go to a road sprocket where it would run on up, 50 miles an hour,
I
or you
remember
could go to that big sprocket, and that damn thing would climb a cliff. I
my
mean,
trail. My trail 70 top out at about 45, but it would climb and go through brush like nothing.
you wouldn't believe what that one with that big sprocket would do.
Oh my God, it would go through the woods. I know. I had.
It was just wild. I wish I could find that setup
Yeah.
on a bike, because all you had to do was take a master link out and add about 3 or 4 inches of chain into your deal with a couple lap links and throw it on that other pulley and take off. And
Well, the bike I originally wanted was, I mean, after I sold my last Harley, about a year ago when I got my, you know, van and all that, downsized from the bus. I wanted to get, when I got out of my bus and I went to the van about a year and a half ago, I guess it was, I wanted the 200. I wanted the PW 200. I used to just watch every video I could find on PW. I love that bike. But one of the things that, well, like I say, the size, the weight, the mileage, 100 plus miles per gallon is pretty good.
it makes a lot of difference. The first 1,000 miles I ran on that on that Navy,
Yeah.
I kept up with the gas on it. I ran 1,000 miles, and the
Were you
difference.
getting 10?
Do what?
Were you getting 110 miles per gallon?
No, I was getting. When you start off, you'll get about 60 or 70.
Okay.
And the longer you ride it, the better it gets.
Right. My Yamaha 250 was the same way. Till you put about 1,500 miles on it, you couldn't get past 65. Then I could get 80, once it got broke in, and the mileage picked up to about 70.
Well, this deal here, I figured my pickup at 15 miles a gallon on
Right.
1,000 miles, and that Navy at 80 miles a gallon on 1,000 miles, and it saved me $254 in fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's in just 1,000 miles. Well, I put that on in about 2 weeks, and of course I ride now. My bikes don't stay parked.
Right. No,
I,
I do. I used to ride every day. I mean,
yeah.
I got
Hello.
I got pictures I could show you where I used to carry my road glide and my street glide and my fat boys on the back of my semi. So no matter where I was parked, 5 minutes, I had that bike down. I was going somewhere.
No, yeah. Hello, Ava and Dyson. Miss Amy, how you doing?
She devil in the house.
Yeah. They no, I think any of those bikes will probably do it.
Yeah.
Uh, the Navy is a cheaper bike. I mean, it's cheaper built.
Yeah, 1800, and the next one down or up, I should say, is 3,300 or 37 if you get the ABS on the the one, the yellow one, the little mini crotch rocket Honda.
Yeah, I know which one. Grom.
Grom, yeah, and then after that, they got the little fat bike. I like that one.
The
That
little
actually better than the Grom.
what the monkey or
Yeah, the monkey. Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm going in price. So then the next one is a monkey, and then the 125 that we were just talking about is 3,800.
Well, I tell you what, if I had that spread in front of me and I had to buy it, The CT would be the one I'd buy.
Yeah. Well, there's 4 or 5 of them in the area, and 2 of them got it for 38. Actually, there's 5 because there was 3 others that had it for 39.99. Plus, then they charge you the 200 and the 100, and all the processing and all that crap. But
Yeah, yeah, the dealers are really screwing people heavy.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen some of these. I paid tax, title, license, and everything. I gave 24 for this one,
Well,
and
see,
they advertise at 8.
34, a 650 for 34. I'd be stupid not to go with that one.
Yeah.
It's got the side bags on it and everything. The suitcases that
What what kind is it?
the BMW, the
Oh,
GS6,
oh, okay.
the Enduro.
There you go. Well, I guess I got the biggest Harley and the littlest Honda. I tell you another thing about it too, though. You
Well,
own,
my last Harley was the 114 now, and
yeah.
I had the 129.
Mm, they Harley is you continually throwing money at it.
I had 50,000 in the Road King. I had a CVO Road King, and I took the 110 out of it, and I put the 129 racing motor in it.
I rode one of them 131s here the other day. That thing would move.
They do.
But it seemed like the Harleys, there's not nothing big, but they'll nickel and dime you to death.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk in a Harley dealership, and it's $100. I don't care what you do.
I can honestly say I never really had a problem out of any of my bikes. I never, I put money in them when I bought them. Like, oh, yeah, I want this exhaust, I want this, I want that, blah blah blah. But after that, I was able to ride the full out of them. But being on the motorhome, I don't want to pull a trailer. I don't want to pull a trailer, so I need a small bike so I can go play and come back.
Well, my Road Glide now, I've got a sidecar on it, and I'm so spoiled with that sidecar, I don't know what to do. It's like having a pickup.
Well, you can make hard left turns, but you can't make a hard right turn.
Oh yeah, you can do.
It depends who's sitting in the seat.
Yeah. Well, people talk about that, and it's really back-assward. I was talking to a guy today about it, and he called me and wanted to know he was fixing to buy one, and talking about he's got some trouble with his legs, and he's talking about putting a sidecar on one. And he said, I'm just worried about them left-hand turns and right-hand turns, I said, why? He said, well, you go to picking that sidecar up. I said, wait a minute now. Just think about it. You go into a left-hand turn and that sidecar wants to pick up. I said, that's like a damn outrigger.
Well, it's on the right side, so you can turn left as hard as you want. But I've made right turns, and I've rocked my sidecar, trust me.
Oh, yeah, but you can do that. I can hit it harder than you can on a regular bike because I've got an outrigger out there. I've got weight on the outside of it.
Especially passenger.
Well, even that limpy sidecar of mine, I've had people on bikes that are pretty good riders, and they'd jump up behind me, and we get in the hill country out there and get to riding, and I wouldn't be running hard, and I'd just be wearing them out. And but the sidecar is that's not near as bad as it's knocked up to be.
No.
I'd
rather have that than a trike. I've had trikes.
And see, I don't like a trike.
No, me neither. Me neither.
And you know what my main trouble is with a trike?
I had a 2020 trike. I was like, I rode it. I'm like, this is cool. I could probably get used to it. I brought it home. I had it for like 2 weeks. I'm like, oh hell no. I took it out to Sturgis and dumped it.
I had a buddy of mine bought a trike, and he picked it up from Harley that day. I was up there, and the service center was on the back side of this building, and you could go around the building with a trike. And he wasn't used to that damn rear wheel sticking out, and he laid 7 bikes down coming around that thing.
Oh my God!
Had $100,000 worth of bikes worth of damage. and he didn't even have it off the lot yet.
Now
But
you can keep the trikes. There's only one trike, and if I'm gonna have a full bike, I'm gonna have a Harley. Okay, I've had the Gold Wings and everything, but I do like the Harleys. But that Can-Am with the two wheels in front, you can see your width in front of you, and you're skinny behind you, so you don't have to judge.
see, that's what I like about the sidecar too,
Yeah,
because I can see the sidecar sticking out there. You know,
that's right. It's not behind you.
it's not behind me. The only two I came real close to buying one of those Can-Am,
Yep.
and what stopped me from buying it was just the fact that the maintenance. You know, you start across country on one, it liable to be 1,000 miles between dealers. Maybe it's not 1,000, but the dealers are hard to find that'll work
Well,
on.
well, that and it's Canadian.
Yeah, well, parts are hard. And, yeah, Steve, I'm sure his insurance company did love that.
No, oh God, no. Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. If he hadn't even taken it off the lot yet, technically Harley's still responsible for that. At
Well,
least,
he had just paid for it. You know, I mean, he had just signed all the papers for carrying it home.
yeah, he's in trouble. Or it was back. Well, I don't want to tie you up your channel. I just wanted to ask you about that Navi because I might pick one up here, at least for a little while.
Well, I think that what would make my mind up would be just the fact that the Nobby's simple. It's like that. It's like a Can-Am. That
Mm-hmm.
right. You know, it's just a twist and go deal. And but it's a good little old bike. But you know 53, 54. That's about all you're gonna get out of it.
Well, like I
Now,
said, I want it for now. Doing the
I think you can always get your money out of it.
probably.
And but if you can get a CT and you know for what they 37, 3,800, something like that,
Yeah, you're going to be at around 42 out the door if you buy it new.
twice what the Navy is.
Yep.
Uh,
But
but
that's
that
not. But you're not buying that one to sell though.
no, but it'll bring you money back forever.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna ride that horse. I think if they'll come up with a 125, what would be ideal if I could design a bike and they could build it, it would be a CT with a 200cc motor in it, and it would do everything you want to do. Then
And why don't they put a 7-speed in them yet? They've taken all the trucks and cars and up to trannies. Here, Teddy Bear, come here.
yeah, now this Rebel I got, it's a 6 speed.
Right here, Tess. I'm feeding all the dogs cheese.
Yeah, they.
But
But I think any of them would probably do what you want to do. But later on down the road, I think you'd regret not buying that CT over that Navy.
oh, I don't have a doubt. I don't have a doubt in the world.
And that's still cheap enough that if you wanted to finance part of it, it wouldn't amount to much. Yeah.
That's why I say for only about a 70 or 80 pound difference, you can buy some used BMW GS 600s or 650s right now.
Yeah.
That'll do everything.
Well, and like I say, you know, that's sort of like women. Some people like brunettes and some people like blondes. And just, I'm just not impressed with the BMWs. And a lot of people just love them. You know, just, and
Well, I loved mine, and like I said, my biggest thing isn't the size; it's the fact that it'll do everything. It'll carry everything. It'll get out of the way.
Yeah. I can't complain about this bike I'm riding. If I'd want to spend just a little bit more money in about that 42, 43, no, I'm lying now.
What did you say you got a 300?
They got a 500
Yeah.
that, and now that bike is smooth. It just, but when I started riding motorcycles, a 300 that was a big ass bike.
Well, yeah, coming from a horse and buggy.
Yeah, but it you know the 500 used to be the big race bike.
I
But
mean, as old as you are, Ron, you were fighting Elvis and John Wayne to see who was going to ride it first, weren't you?
oh hell, they were punks.
Oh goodness.
Uh,
Sam.
yeah, I managed to ride a few pretty neat bikes like BSA's and some of those old bikes. I did a little flat track racing when I was younger and stupider. And then that's about the time the motocross started coming in here from it started in Europe, but I got sponsored by Suzuki for a while. Did some of that, so I've been in. Then I finally got married and had a couple kids, and I thought, well, I guess I better quit this. So I quit them for about 30, 40 years.
Did you
And
have them with the woman you got married to?
did I have them when we got married?
No, you said you got married and had some kids. I said with the same woman.
Yeah, yeah. Well, later on it wasn't. Somebody asked me how long I'd been married, and I said, well, you want me to add all three together, or are you talking about just one of them?
Right.
I've been married three times, so they. But you get a business and you get a lot of responsibility, and you can get your ass hurt on.
Oh yeah.
And my business was sort of hand on, and so I quit them. But after my wife died here 6 or 7 years ago, I thought, well, what the hell? Then if I was to bust my ass on it, it ain't gonna really affect anybody that bad. And so, and I don't ride crazy like I used to.
Me neither. I used to stand with one foot on the handlebars and one foot on the seat and have my arms out like I was surfing. At 70, I used to stand on top of everything.
Did you ever? Do you remember? They might have still had those when you first got into it. When you had the knob up on the triple tree to where you could tighten it down,
Mm-hmm.
and you could lock your front end.
Yeah.
I wish that they'd do that on some of these new ones where you could tighten it down just a little bit more.
Well, all you had to do was lean. You could turn by leaning.
Yeah, that's all. You could just sit there and turn loose everything, and ride for 2 hours, and not have to fool
We,
with it.
we'd put that road glide on cruise control. I'd have my duffel bag behind me. I'd lean back with my arms folded. My arms folded in each other, and I'd go from South Carolina to Virginia before I touched the handlebars.
I was coming back from Deer Lease one weekend, and there were three or four old boys in that Jeep of mine, and there was a guy riding a chopper, and it had the step seat on it, where the
Mm-hmm.
sissy bar, everything was back there. And I glanced over at that old gal that was on the back of that bike, and she had a tube top on, and she could pull that tube top down around her waist, and she was airing them out in the wind, and she was built to do it. I'd have to say that. But I slowed down and backed up and got to watching that, and you could see them guys driving down the highway, and they'd run up and run past that motorcycle, and all of a sudden it was, "Arr!" And then the wife would go to beating the hell out of him, making him go off. I rode behind him for I bet you 30 miles. It just
They're like,
wasn't a show.
I saw you looking at that. I'm like, look at what?
Yeah. Oh Lord, that was
I
funny.
am.
See some crazy people.
Here's the thing, though. Women get us in it, and then they get us out of it, and then they put us back in it.
And then they blame us.
Yeah, I told somebody the other day I love women and I hated them.
That's what I'm saying. How are you supposed to be mad at me when they're the ones showing it to us?
Yeah. What was that? Oh hell, can't even think of his name now. That song, but don't you don't.
Yeah, honky tonk, but knock it on. Yeah.
That's about right.
Oh, I have walked up to women on the street and said, "Tell your mama thank you." They're like, "For what?" And I just keep walking.
It don't never hurt to tell a woman she's good looking.
That's right. I'll tell you what I did do today. There was a woman in the grocery store. She was probably 35, but she had on a dress and like a sundress in Florida, you know.
Yeah,
But she had everything covered. It wasn't the string. I mean, they had the shoulder length sleeves, right? And when I walked by her, she was over at the deli looking at stuff, and I just said, "You don't see the dresses no more." I said, "You look nice," and I just kept walking. You know, I didn't start no conversation. I just kept going. She was like, "Oh, thank you."
never heard a thing. I'm bad about doing that and never have seen a woman before in my life.
No,
Not,
no,
not
never saw her, and I kept walking. But she was, "Thank you." She was all happy, made her day.
the when
I
I first
said, "You look
started,
nice."
started driving. Well, I was driving for a company up out of Indiana, and the guy that owned the company's daughter had married a gal from Texas. Well, his daddy-in-law and mother-in-law moved up there and started working in that company. And I got to talking to that guy, and hell, I'd known him when I was like 12 or 13 years old.
And hadn't seen him for years.
Yeah, well, my parents and his parents had gone to the same church and stuff. Well, his wife was,
That's a problem right there.
yeah, his wife was a long-legged old Texas gal, and she filled out a pair of jeans pretty nice. She wasn't exceptional, but she was pretty. And we were all gathered up.
Stop drinking.
Yeah, we were all gathered up in a coffee room where we were getting our loads that morning. And she come walking in, and when she come walking in, I went, and she turned around and grinned and sort of laughed and went on, you know. Well, she turned around and looked at me and said, "If you'd said something, known who it was," but said it. And them guys just freaked out up there. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" They said, "The that woman gonna get mad at you for doing that." And I said, "I ain't never seen a woman in my life that didn't appreciate getting whistled at." I
You
said,
know what,
I wasn't crude about it, you know.
Diane? When I was laughing at you, Diane says, "Don't choke," and Janice says, "Compliments are rare." You know what? In Janice, like I said, I just said, you know what? All I said was, "You don't see dresses these days." I said, "You look nice," and I just kept going. And you ain't got to make it sexual. You don't got to be a pig. I mean, I'm a pig. I'm not trying to say I'm not, but I wasn't today. And you know, and you talking about that. It reminded me of that joke about the lady in church and the skirt was up in her
Yeah,
butt. Reach up
put
there and pull it out, and she
put
got
it.
just reached up here to put it back in.
Well, Diane, I'm
Oh, jeez.
sure there's a lot of compliments that are not for real, but if you pop off something like that, like just, "Hey, you look nice," and keep walking, uh, you can't offend a woman doing that hardly. If
Well,
you
no,
pat her in
she's
the
in
butt
trouble for
when
it.
you walk by, it's a different ball game.
But then you got some of these modern women today that, should she had been standing there and heard that, she'd have been yelling at me for something.
Oh, I've
You
gone
know,
out.
you know what I'm talking about.
I've gone out with a few of them. That, that's funny as hell to me.
Oh my
Like,
god. Oh my god. I had the funniest day yesterday. I stopped to put diesel in the truck. I was helping my buddy Greg move, so I borrowed my friend's truck. It's a diesel, but she's got the Colorado, so it gets like 30, 32 in the highway, and it gets like 24 in town. So I'm stopped at the diesel pump. Right on the same pump, just the other side, was a young girl putting gas in her car. Well, in front of her was a big woman with a big Dodge, and she had dual tanks. And the girl says to her, she says, "Man, what does that say you're at?" And it was like $386 at the time. And this woman turns around and says, "Oh, these oil companies, they're raping us and this and that." And I said, "Well, yeah." I says, I said, "But the previous 4 years," I said, "when we had oil flowing," I said, "I do permits and do oversized heavy haul." I said, "We had 4,000 permits, 40,000, I think, yeah, 40,000 permits for drilling. We're down to 9,000. He stopped the drilling offshore and onshore, like 75% of it. He, and the 25% that's open is with the oil companies." I said, and he stopped the pipeline, and he's trying to stop the Canadian pipeline. And she turns around and she goes, "Well, I really don't give a shit what you think." And I looked at that girl standing right on the other side of my pump, and she looked at me, and I looked back at that woman, and I said, "That's just because you're too effing stupid." Oh man, oh man, girl, that the young girl on the other side of the pump looked at me and said, "You're right." I about fell off the fuel hour. I couldn't believe it.
You got rude people anywhere.
Oh my God. I mean, first she was like, "I don't care what you think."
There's a
Next,
lot of people with that attitude, and a lot of people. Now, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of damn people out there
come on,
that
all five of you, get out here.
ain't
Go ahead.
got the foggiest damn idea what's causing this.
Oh, they
Yeah,
blame the oil companies. Well, who you think's getting paid off by the oil companies right now?
they well, the oil company got its throat cut on
Right.
all these leases and stuff getting done away with. That's like in Texas, and I'm gonna get off this in a minute before I get in trouble. But in Texas, the we got so much propane down here we can't even pump it, and they talking about a shortage of propane, and just cracked me up. I mean, we got wells that they can't pump 2 days out of the month. And hello, Ava and Mr. Doug, my hero. Hello, Ann. Look like them folks was having a good time up there, Ann.
And we got oil in North Dakota, South Dakota. They found a huge field in Wyoming. They found some in Colorado,
Oh yeah,
and we're not allowed to drill none of it.
yeah.
But when our oil was flowing, our prices were down. You look at when he cut all that off. That's when everything started going up.
Sure.
But
Yeah. Sold a lot of motorcycles.
it sure has.
Yeah, I guarantee you. And I think I'll always have a little bite too. And,
Ron, a buddy of mine told me it's more fun to make a small bite go fast than make a fast bite go slow,
yep, that's right.
or slow bite go fast than fast bite go slow.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm fixing to put a. In fact, the guy I talked to today build sidecar. Well, I'm gonna take and get a sidecar put on this
You are not on that Honda Shadow, or I mean on the Honda.
on a Honda Rebel.
Oh my gosh.
But now it's gonna be I like to take my dog with me,
Well, that's true.
and but the other thing is I'm so spoiled that if I want to go to the grocery store, I got someplace to put stuff, and I like the ones with the sidecar. But I am gonna get this one built where I can pull 4 pins and drop the sidecar, so
Right.
I can put it on and off however I want to.
Well, you need to be able to pull the pin when they start yelling at you.
What?
I said you need to be able to pull the pin when you're going down the road and they start yelling at
Yeah, yeah. I'm not married, so I don't have to worry about that.
you. Oh goodness.
Damn.
I'm about to get in all kinds of trouble out here.
Yeah, so you gonna get in trouble. I'm not. The only one I got to answer to is Rocky, and he don't give a damn.
Well, that's true. Well, I mean, I don't have anybody to get in trouble too, but my dogs, which I don't even know where they're at right now. I got 5 of them out here running around somewhere. 3 of them are mine. I see 2 of them. Hey, Ron, I bought those 4-foot LEDs that are going to go down. You ever see the Cadillacs? How they have the real long lights, the turn signals on the back?
Hmm.
Cadillac Suburbans. I bought 4-foot LEDs to go down both sides of the back of my motorhome. So when and they plug into your 4-way. They were only like $16, and they have turn signals, brake lights, running lights, and they also have all white reverse lights. So when you hit these things in reverse, man, they light up bright.
Wow. And I tell you what, you can't get too many lights on one. I got where I don't like to ride at night anymore.
No,
We get
yep.
so damn many deer and hogs and stuff in this part of the country. It's dangerous to ride a bike at night.
Come on. Yep. Oh, so when I was at the fuel pump, though, I forgot before she started on me, she goes, when the girl asked her about the fuel, she says, well, at least I'm not driving a diesel. And she could hear my diesel, And I said, lady, you're in a Dodge. I said, I'm in a Chevy diesel getting 30 miles a gallon. You're not getting 20. I said, so, don't.
Boy, that used to not be true. When I had a 204 Dually, but I put a standard in it too. That was one thing.
Right.
But that thing, I could hook up to a 37, 38-foot fifth wheel, get 23, 24 miles a gallon, set the cruise on 70 and go.
Yeah, but you weren't getting 30, 32. That's what I'm saying. I'm getting 24 in town with this Colorado, with the Duramax.
Well, no, I'm talking about pulling that big trailer.
Yeah.
Now, I could drop that trailer off and I could get up in the 30s then.
In a Dodge?
Yep.
Wow.
But now, that was the last year you could do that.
Right.
That was a 204, 205. They went to boosting them up and they kicked the gas mileage in the foot.
Right.
They, and that standard transmission made a lot of difference too.
Yeah. Well, all these new cars, they went from 4 speeds and 3 speeds to 8, and the trucks come with 10. I think this Colorado's got an 8-speed in it. Come on, with the diesel.
Yeah. I want to tell you what. Did you know you cannot buy a standard transmission pickup? They don't make one anymore.
Yeah, and you know what else you cannot buy? Remember the stick shift to go into 4-wheel drive? Now it's all auto. You can't buy the stick on the floor no more.
No.
You have to order it. Come on.
But I couldn't even order a standard pickup. I had to go to it's either a ton and a half or 2 tons before I could get a standard.
Right. I got 3 in the house. I'm missing 2. Who am I missing? Skippy and Rocky. Come on, guys.
I tell you what, Ann, it looked like that crew was having a good time.
I'm jealous. I wanted to be there. I had thought they had said July, and just wasn't paying attention. And then like 4 weeks ago, they said, "Oh no, it's June." I said, "Well, crap, I'm not going."
Well, I had everything planned out to go, and in fact, it picked his other cap over up and got it mounted on my pickup and got everything ready to go. And I was going to take the bike at first, but after I hurt that knee and them ribs, well, I didn't think that was going to work too good. But anyway, that knee blew out again, and I thought, well, I ain't driving 2,000 miles with that knee like that.
No. Well, I remember you wanted to go.
Do what?
I remember you saying you had wanted to go.
Yeah, I'd been planning on it.
Right.
And I really hated not getting to go.
Right.
Because that crew had to be fun. Ray was having a good time. Did you see that live today that Travis put on?
Who's Travis?
That, what is it? Something Dream on Wheels or something like that.
No, I missed that.
They they had it going.
Can someone drop a link for that? I'll watch it. Because I was watching for it. I'll tell you who I've got. I've got Nomok. I've got what's it, what do you call his channel? He's been out there with Nomok for about a month. Um,
I don't know. I couldn't understand you. You broke up a little bit.
no, I said the only ones I've got that are out there that I know of for their channels. I said were Nomok Experience, um, Ray, and what's his name that's out there with Nomok right now. They've been out there for the last month together.
Yeah. Who? And Jay, who is that? Travis and Yanina and what is the name of their channel or anybody?
And what's the guitar guy? What's his name? I watch him all the time, and I can't. I'm just mind blanking. You know what happens when you get old?
Yeah.
You know who it is. You can see him. He's like, yeah, Maddie. That's right. Be well, ring the bell. Yep, Maddie Van Halen.
Yeah, he's one with Kevin.
Yeah.
Travis, yeah, Dream on Wheels is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have him.
He's crazy.
Oh, and I've got Tim, but
Yeah.
he hasn't put out nothing yet.
Yeah, well, Tim was on that video you talking about Mobang or
Yeah, Mo Bang for your bucks.
yeah, he was on it, and then Tim was on it. That I can't remember the name he had,
Kevin. Yeah.
and then little gal with that red van uh, was on it, and all that a whole bunch of them. And the cat was on it,
What girl with the red van?
but Bug Out, Lady Bug Out,
Don't know that one.
and
I know Tim. Time for exploring.
yeah, but there was a whole bunch of them. Kathleen Klein was out there.
Okay. Does she have a channel?
Yeah, she was giving Ray a hard time. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's worth going back and watching that video.
like I said, if they drop a link, I want to see it.
Yeah, I don't think I've got a link to it. They maybe one of them has. If they don't, we'll just type in "Dream on Wheels" and
Dream on Wheels. Like, all right, I'll do that.
just and the wheels is WHEELZ.
Right.
see if I can walk over behind my motorhome without it, my van, without it. Let me make sure I can see the right thing. Okay. So down here, all down the side, I'm gonna have them 4-foot lights coming down. See, I got the rear door.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. The rear door does. It makes it. It just puts a lot more room in one. That's
Well,
just like
you
there's
got
another.
down the side. You can't miss that because all I got now are these.
Well, there's one thing. If I ever buy another trailer, that it'll have, I guarantee you, it won't have a dinette in it. It'll have a regular table and chairs in it.
Well, I've got the dinette. Okay. But I'm gonna leave it because I'm gonna keep it in the bed. But that gives me the storage in the booths and underneath it. So I can put a dog bed underneath for my mastiff, and that'll give her a nice place to lay. And so yeah.
Full them dinettes are the most uncomfortable things in the world to me.
Well, no, that's
You,
why I said I'm gonna leave mine in the bed.
yeah, it I missed if I was to go buy a brand new trailer and could just spec it out the way I wanted it, it would have a table and 4 chairs,
My fifth wheel had 4 chairs.
and that puts a lot more room in one. And dinettes take a lot of room up.
All right, Dan. Diane, I appreciate it. Dan. I just called Diane Dan. Dan. You know you're in drag tonight, right, Diane? Just saying. Just called you Dan. My bad.
Yeah, they want to know what kind of rig you got.
Okay. I don't have a flashlight on me. Hold on a minute. I don't know if you can be able to see it or not.
You may just have to tell them about it. Oh, the other thing I want is I want a bedroom that can be closed off, and I want a big bed. This trailer I've got a bathroom goes all the way across the back end, and those three things I don't want to have to put a bed up and down. I want to be able to make that bed and forget about it. They, of course, I've been living in one for about 4.5, 5 years now, and so you find out what works good for you. What kind of bird you got chirping? Yeah, she was one of the ones I really wanted to meet. I want to meet her, and I want to meet Gina, and then Mobang. Some of the places in Vietnam that Mobang I was at too. He's a pretty cool dude. Yeah, cat cracks me up. I bet you got gal's been a handful all of her life.
It switched to my headset. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Nope,
I'm
not now.
outside and it went to my headset in here on the table.
Huh. You had a lag here for a minute, but it's working now.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's working now.
I was out in the driveway and it switched to the damn headset laying on the table. Were you able to see the van at all or no?
Yeah, you can see the numbers on it, and you can see what it was.
It
That's
was a
all.
Chevy van.
That's all you could see was a Chevrolet 30.
Okay. If you Google 1985 TRANS Star, 2 words, Trans Star. That's what it is. So it's 22.5 foot motorhome on a Chevy cutaway van. In fact, what are we on? Are we on we're on SteamYard, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me see if I can't. I'm trying to remember how to share on here. How do I share a picture on here?
I don't know. I'm not a. Well, do you know a bunch of people at the powwow you're going to, Ann?
So much for turning it sideways. See, now it's not on my headset no more.
Yeah, and that's something.
See, I use Melon.
I've
And
heard of people that use it, and some like it and some don't. Just
Melon is so much easier because I can't find how to even do that on here to share something with you. 'Cause, 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 There it gives you the option to share a page and everything. So easy.
Oh, Janice knows how to do it. She'll put pictures up on there sometime. I'm a rookie at this.
Oh,
As
she
far,
definitely found pictures of it. Okay, it's the two-tone tan, and it's kind of like a copper brown and a cream.
not like the 22 meetup you just been to, huh?
Now I'm supposed to be at the one in Michigan. I've already rented my campsite. What is that? August or September?
Yeah. Well, I got one I know of that I'm going to go to here in Texas, and it's not but about 4 hours from me. It's up around Abilene.
Right. Well, I've actually got two in Michigan. I think one's in August. I think one's in September, and I've got enough friends up there from metal detecting and all the other communities that I can I can spend my time. No problem there. But one is in middle, just like maybe 70 miles out of Detroit, going northwest, but it's up in the middle of the country. And the other one's all the way up in the UP. Now, the one in the UP is bands, schoolies, cutaways, you name it. It's a big schoolie meetup. On my YouTube channel, there's the one I went to in February or March.
And there's so many of them around now, I can't keep up with them.
Right?
Well, Kenny's at one, and
Yeah,
I
he's
don't.
see. Yeah.
He said that one wasn't, but I think 4.5 miles from his house or something like that.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
close, really close.
real close.
Someone just texted me wondering if the wiring and all was done. What the hell's texting me? 1:30 in the morning. He goes, yeah, Schoolie Palooza UP. Thank you, Ringo. I was at the one here in Melrose, Florida, and like I said, end of February, sometime in March. That was a lot of fun. We had a blast. I got some good drone footage. I put my drone in the air when they were laying on the ground and they were spelling it out with their bodies. That was cool. Um,
I'd like to go to that one that Paula's got, but I don't know if I can swing it or not.
is it okay? M22. It's in September. I know it's on Facebook. I'd have to go look. You know, I'm one of those guys that I could read it, and if it's something that I'm all wrapped up in. 5 minutes later, I'm going, huh?
Dates and me don't get along.
But I've already got my campsite. I rented my campsite, so I've got my campsite. That's not going nowhere. I paid it in full.
Yeah.
So one way or the other, yeah, we're going to be up there. That's M22, Michigan 22. That's right, September. I'm glad you told me that because I was thinking that's like the 7th, and I want to say the UP is like, God, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember UP one.
Well, the two that I'm going to go to or do my best to, if the creek don't rise, is I want to go to the Lollapalooza here in Texas.
That's the
And
Paulapalooza she's talking about?
no, now Lollapalooza, that's Van Vita Travel. That's in Canada.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to
Uh,
remember the man and wife that put the one on down here. They're the ones that put the one on in the UP. There's a guy up there. He was down here in his bus, right? This guy's got a nice bus, and he did a full conversion on it. But the guy's like worth millions, and the one in the UP, if I understood correctly, is on his property.
well, the other thing, I want to go back courtside this year. I ain't been out there in several years.
You know what? Camp Goer one. That sounds about right. That's probably August. That's
Well,
probably
that's
for the
where
van.
she's in Arizona right now, but that's where she's from, in
Who?
Michigan.
Who is?
Camp Goer one.
Oh, okay, okay. Now I've been out to Quartzsite 3 or 4 times. In fact, 2 years ago, I took a job at the Carl's Jr. They were paying $15 an hour. to stand at the drive-through window. Dining room wasn't open, and I was getting injectors for my Duramax. I had the bus. I had the big bus back then. And I'm like, well, shoot, I'll go over there. And they were like, yeah, come on in. They didn't care. They didn't care what your application said. If you had a pulse, they were paying you $15 an hour. And that's right over the bridge for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a good time, but gosh, I left probably the first week of January. I pretty much was my last time in Portside was prior. It was like pre everything. It was, you know what I mean. Everybody was just coming in as I was leaving.
Yeah. And before the Big Ten.
That's right. I mean, there was people in there. You know,
Yeah.
if you
There's
walk
a
back road clubs down along the wash, yeah, everybody was already setting up, but it wasn't. Well, and the other thing too was the Canadians weren't allowed down that year. 2 years ago, they couldn't come down because the borders were shut.
well, and there's a lot of Canadians ain't going to come this year on account of fuel.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time I was there, they said something like 40% of the total population wasn't going to be there because of the borders.
Well, I got a few places there that I didn't go to the last time I was out there, and I sort of carried a group out there, and I screwed up, posted it, was going out there, you know, and where I was at. Well, wound up with about 7 or 8 people want to go with me, and I told them, I said, I'm not going to guide anybody. You know,
Right.
I'm going to be here and here and here. But that got to be a bit.
Exit 11 and came in the back way. I was out at the far end. I wasn't in the back. You know how they have the main campgrounds?
Yeah.
You can rent. I didn't do that. I was BLM land. I was also out in the gold land. Oh man, I got drone footage of like 3 different mines. I was exploring caves. Then I went up to Payson and I was digging the crystals. No, the double terminated crystals. I was up there in Payson. I lived in Arizona for a while. I loved it. But Camp Grower One's talking about the UP one being the 1st through the 8th. That sounds right. The main weekend was 7th and 8th. When I was at the one here in Florida, I had my GMC Savannah, and it's still in the driveway. It's still for sale. I think I have it sold. I think they're coming to get it this week. I got a 1-ton G35 GMC Savannah in 08. And an 02. And that's a diesel also. That's a 6.5 diesel. I have 3 diesels out here. I have a Duramax, I have a Mercedes, and I have a 6.5.
Good night, Aunt Jay. Appreciate you coming in, girl.
Well, Camp Grower One, you saw my van. It's going to be the old retro 1985 Chevy. And I forget the lot number, but I'm on the woods side, the last one on the end before you do the whole loop. So I'll be easy. I'm going to repaint the van, but I'm going to go with the same colors. I'm going to keep it red. Good night, Ann.
And I tell you what, the older ones I think are better than the new ones.
I agree. No computers, no bullshit. Hey, Ann, why don't you come across the pond from Australia, and we'll go up there and catch this the Michigan outing.
Janice is the one from across the pond.
Well, so is Ann, ain't she, or no?
Hmm?
Oh, no, that's right. You're right. I'm thinking Janice. My bad. That's right. She's the Aussie. I don't know about that one, Camper One. When and where is that? I know I'm going to go up north. See, my dad died recently, so I got to go up to Ohio and handle stuff with the lawyers and the estate and the ex-wife. All the crap that goes with all that crap. I'll be up for the fall. But where is Rebel Girls? July 18th. Where? Okay, where's that at?
That's in Michigan too, I think. That's one of the Michigan meetups.
Well, there's a good chance because I'm going to be in Ohio handling my dad's crap. I'll be able to run up there for the weekends for sure. Absolutely. That sounds cool. Where can I find the information on that? Illinois. Ooh, gee, that's kind of far. That's a 6-hour drive from Cleveland. And that's just to the state line. So, well, Chicago. We're at in Chi-Town, or Illinois anyway. See, it ain't even on this one. I'm going to turn this off before it gets me in trouble. There we go. It went back to the phone. True Blue, Dinky DOS. There you go, Janice. Oh, I'm watching these guys fishing this morning, Ron. I got up like 6:30. There's these guys, and they went out for the, what is it, the Cucamondy or whatever, the fish, and, or barramundi. I think it's barramundi. That sounds
Yep.
right. And they're out there fly fishing for it, and I love to fly fish. Okay, once I get rolling again, there'll be some fly fishing videos and everything. In fact, I've got pictures and videos of me with gators and everything I haven't even put up yet. But anyway, so they're out there, and there's this Aussie in the boat, and he's driving, and he says, them damn Aussies, you can't understand them because you got to go by the cracky and the crikey and the cricky and the boomer and the, and he was just going on. It was funny. He goes, and you still don't know where the hell they're trying to tell you to go.
I'll tell you what, I'm lucky enough to been down there 3 different times, and man, I love them people down there. I love to hear them talk, and I had sort of an inside track. There was an Australian exchange student I went to high school with.
Uh-oh. What were you exchanging, Ron? Where'd you go, Ron? Daggone it. Is it me or is it him? Somebody tell me, is it me or did Ron freeze up? Somebody. I'm sitting here on full bars. Me? I'm froze too. Oh, it's him. Okay, good. All right, thank you guys. Because I'm like, I'm on full bars. What did I do? I mean, look, it's right there. There's a water cooled computer right there with the whole internet. That's what Ron gets when he's about to hand shit on the house. That's funny. That's good. Hey, here you go. Since he's not here, how many of you guys watch Naked and Afraid? Whoop. There we go. How many watch Naked and Afraid? I think it's funny. And he's had his nap. That's true. That's true. We'll just keep it going until he comes back. So I see he's completely gone now. Don't get it here. All you got to do, hey, listen, if you can go on the internet, all you got to do is do a, what's that IP thing? Where you change your IP address. People do it for security reasons, and then you can tell them you can type in anywhere in the world that you're at and watch their shows. It's pretty cool. Ron, where'd you go? VPN, thank you. Virtual private network. That's exactly what it is. And if you're really good, you can multi-chain your VPN. You can say you're in Germany, and then when they go to track that, it'll say you're in Australia, and then it'll say you're in Africa. Yeah, you can hide everything. It's your show now. I know, right? That's why I said I'll talk to you until Ron comes back. What should we talk about? Somebody give me an idea. What are we going to talk about? Oh, you should go to River Sticks Outdoors. I did a stupid diet video. I did like an 11-second short last weekend. I had like 11,000 views in 6 minutes. It was stupid. And I had made a thing of cinnamon rolls. I'm working on the van right now. I've got the inside gutted. I got to put it back together. That's why I'm hoping they buy the old van this weekend, so I can have the money to put into the older van, which is the new van. The new van is actually the older van. But I did. So I made cinnamon rolls, right? I made Mrs. Grand's, and I said, "Look, 4 cinnamon rolls." I said, "Uh-oh, there's 3," and I'm like, "Stupid diet," and they got like 11,000 views. Like, bam. I did one today, stupid diet 2, with ice creams and stuff from the grocery store. I got like 200 views. Didn't catch. It's weird how some of that stuff will take off and just run. It just goes stupid. I'm telling you, I had 11,000 views in the first 6.5 minutes. Diane, so when I get done with this, I'll be heading back up through Tennessee, Virginia, straight up from Florida, straight up to Ohio and Michigan. And I wanted to. Hey, Ron.
And I'll tell you what, one of them things, I forget to plug his damn hotspot in, and the battery run down on it, and I have to start over.
Well, I'm glad you tonight. I was telling him I did a 11-second short on River Sticks Outdoors channel, and I had 11,000 views in 6 minutes.
Wow.
I did a stupid. It was called Stupid Diet. I did Stupid Diet number 2 today. It didn't take off at all. So it's like it's weird how some stuff goes and some doesn't.
Yeah. I've been trying to get one of when Rocky gets a zoomies. He'll just go to running, just but you can't keep up with him.
No.
Just
Now my River Sticks van life, I've only got, what do I have? 260 subs or something like that. Because that's my newer channel. But River Sticks Outdoors, I've got motorcycles, ATVs, side by sides, just all stupid stuff. But
I haven't got 318 subs.
Well, River Sticks Outdoors has 1,810 or something, 1,815 or something. But
I got 7,000 watch hours though.
Right. Camper one said, "Be honest, Ron, you went for a potty break."
I could have, I guess.
While you were rebooting.
Yeah.
Yes, I clean my ears regular. I can't. I'm weird. I can do a sponge bath for days, but I'm brushing my teeth.
Hello.
Hello. And I'm cleaning my ears. That's 2 things I do. Well, I wash other places too, but you know what I mean.
What are you doing, Janice?
Oh, I didn't want to leave River again if you did another runner run, so.
It was running like a lizard, flat out drinking.
Yep. Yeah, he went that quick you thought his bum was on fire.
That's right.
It's one way to shut him up, though.
I got another little deal I'm fixing to start. Might get me a few more subs, but I'll probably get it started next week.
If you're gonna get naked and afraid, I'm leaving.
I'm not going to try to run subs off now. The hell. That might make them come back because they couldn't get that picture out of their mind.
Yeah, I ain't gonna touch that.
Oh Lord, what you been up to today, girl?
Not a lot actually. Not a lot. It's too damn cold here. I haven't even stuck my nose out the door for about the last 3 days.
Oh, that's right. You're just coming into winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole. No, it says here, but I reckon it's lying.
We've been
It's
in
12,
for a
it's
month.
12 degrees Celsius, so it's a little over 50.
We've been like 40 Celsius for a month. What's 90s? Is that the 40s, right?
No, 40s are just about 100.
Okay, we've
Yeah.
been 36 then.
Yeah.
Hello, Michael Ann and Lorraine. How y'all doing? Hell, it's 105 here today.
Yeah.
See how you are?
Yeah, about the worst we have here. It can get up to about 46. But I'm in Melbourne, in Victoria, and yeah, we might get a couple of days at 40, in the 40s, and yeah, and then they'll drop back down to the 30s. So 30s is comfortable, at least at night time down here, because I'm down in the southern area. Your temperatures drop overnight, to the early to mid 20s, so you can get to sleep, and we don't have the humidity here as much.
I'm gonna turn my camera around now that I turned the porch light on. Maybe you can see the bus a little better. There we go.
Oh yeah.
That's my van. Can you see that?
Yep. Yeah, it's a little dark, but we can see it.
Right. So there's the driver's door right there.
Yeah, that freaks me out. That's on the passenger side for me.
Well, that's because you guys are backwards.
Yeah, it sort of stops your heart. Yeah, when I went over, and I've got a friend over that lives in Virginia, and for the first couple of days I went over there, I kept trying to get into the driver's side, thinking it was the passenger side. And she said, "God," she said, "you're not driving." And I look into the car and do a back pedal and go around the other side.
Back in the 80s when I was stationed in Scotland, in England, I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, well, they drive on the same side. We do.
Yeah, backwards.
Well, it's a matter of what you get used to, isn't it? So.
I'm just kidding you. I just like.
Yeah. No, but it certainly is a learning curve when you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on the motorcycle and you come out of a bar and you're going down the right side and you realize the traffic's going the other way and you're like, oh crap! And you get up.
Yeah. It scares the daylights out of us at times when I'm not far from Tullamarine Airport, and you'll see some tourists over there that hire cars and try to get on the wrong side of the road. They freak you out a bit.
Yeah. Well, what was funny for me back in the 80s, if I come out of a bar with a Scottish girl on the back and started down the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. She'd be driving you with your ears, wouldn't she?
Yeah. Get over.
Yeah, no, I posted earlier. Yeah, my mum would turn in her grave if I ever got on a motorcycle. Her dad.
I saw you say that. Yeah.
Yeah, when she was 9, he was decapitated, ran under a truck. Not only destroyed his family's lives, but he also destroyed the life of his best mate. It was his best mate driving the truck.
Who did this?
My grandfather. Yeah. Yeah, he turned. He was heading back to base, and he turned around to wave goodbye to somebody, and just drove straight under the back of the truck. Yeah, and took his eyes off the road for a second, and bang. But
Hi, Mike.
yeah, so I've ridden a bicycle, but we were never allowed to even have a bicycle as kids. That's how bad it affected Mum. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell a new bike rider something right quick. That if you get on that motorcycle and you ride it like everybody on that road is trying to run over you on purpose, you'll
You'll be
do
all
it.
right.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you won't be all right necessarily, but you'll have a better chance.
you have a
Yeah.
better chance.
The irony of that with in my case, Ron, is it was a country out in the country, and like back in those days, there wasn't a lot of traffic on the road. It was just unfortunate,
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny.
but it was certainly his fault. It was lack of concentration.
Well, it's funny you said that because I was dating a girl in Talmadge, Ohio. I was living outside of Cleveland, Ohio, in a town called Berea. And I
Hello.
went down. And I
Excuse
went
me.
down. Go ahead.
I just saying hello to Daniel. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And I went down to Talmadge about an hour and a half away to see my girlfriend at the time. This is back there in high school. Well, it was time. Weekend was over. It's time for me to go back. Her brother came and picked her up on his bike. We met at the coffee shop or Burger King or whatever it was back then. And they got hit and both killed on the way home after I had just dropped her off, and she got on the bike with her brother. And but when
I must admit,
there was no cell phones back then, so by the time I got home an hour and a half later, I had a phone call. It was like, wow. So
yeah,
were too, and
Susan?
they spent like 4 hours with a wire brush taking gravel out of his arm and his back and his leg and stuff.
That's one reason I ride a bike, though, is I found that there's two things that'll rest my head if I really wound up.
Hey, cruising.
And if you ride a motorcycle the way you're,
Sorry, go ahead, Ron.
if you ride one like you're supposed to ride it, it's 100% concentration. You're watching what the hell's going on all around you, behind you, the whole 9 yards, and you don't have time to think about anything else.
No.
And that sort of rest your head.
Yep.
Shooting a bow and arrow is the same way with me. I'll pull up, and when I'm shooting competition, that 2 or 3 seconds that you were aiming and setting up, or 5 seconds, that don't sound like much, but when you do it 60, 70 times, well, it lets your head rest a little bit.
Ray said he's going to bed. Ray, you got 2 minutes to tell everybody about the wild and crazy time you're causing?
Go on up here and talk to us, Ray.
Ray, you got to give 2 minutes or you ain't got a hair on your butt, boy. You're not a huckleberry. You won't be a daisy if you do, and you ain't got a hair on your butt if you don't give us 2 minutes to tell us how it's going. Because, it's just not fair to the rest of us.
And certainly not me. The tyranny of distance is cruel.
That's right. She's 6,000 miles away. You got to give her 2 minutes of your time. If he doesn't, Janice, then he's telling you you're just not worth it.
Yeah.
He's gonna cuss me for throwing him under the bus like that tonight. Hey, Ron, did you put up a link for Ray?
Yeah, that one up.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay.
He may already be gone.
Or that's his excuse anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably worked his way to the bottom of his second bottle.
That's probably.
Be like I was that one night. I thought I was dancing up a storm until somebody stepped on my hand.
Yeah, I had that one. That's good.
Hey, there's some good cream for calluses, Ron, so you'd be right.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he wasn't touching that one, obviously.
No, Ray's probably drunk. He probably bailed out.
Yeah, I'd say he's gone.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling too much pain when he was on that live, and that's been several hours ago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
River, you were saying about sharing. You got StreamYard open in front of you?
Yeah,
Or are you on your laptop or on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, I can't tell you about a phone, but on down below the actual video screen, you'll see where it's got mute, stop cam, settings, share, leave studio. You go to share.
I don't have.
I don't. Yeah, it may not appear
No,
on your
all I
phone.
have is microphone, camera, settings, chat, and leave.
Okay. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's probably
No.
if I went in there and turned on the laptop, it's probably on there.
Yeah. On your laptop, it does. I
But
know.
Melon gives it to you on your phone too.
Yeah. I don't know about the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray's
Well-
saying his reception is really bad. Yeah. Right.
Well, it depends what she looks like, Ray.
I tell you one I got tickled at on that live today. If they caught Bree come walking across there, and she looked like a deer in the headlights.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that camera just freaks that girl out.
Well, you know, she's young and she's cute and she got a crush on Ray.
Yeah, she's a cute little old thing. She shouldn't be that.
Ray's saying he's trying.
But now she can get in chat, and she can cut up and go on with the best of them in chat now.
Oh yeah, that's what do they call that? Like remember on the CB radios they called it radio warriors. You're big behind a radio.
They were fun days. The
Oh,
CB days.
Wasn't it? I still got the CB and the ham radio in my van.
I think-
we weren't into ham, but yeah, we had a lot of fun with the CB radios in the cars.
Oh my God, yes. We used to call it boonie riding. You go out at night, 2, 3 in the morning, after you'd had a night of drinking, and you were all on the CB radios, and you could play CB tag, you could play boonie riding.
Yep, did all that. A lot of fun.
I had a Firebird, a '68 Firebird convertible, and they were like, "Oh, the street's wide open, just hammer it," and I was doing like 115, 120, and we had the mound where the road went like 5 foot up in the air to go over the train tracks and back down the other side. Oh, I flew like 60 feet in the air to come down. Just everything hit the ground. It just tore my car up. I drove it home. I mean, it kept running, but the exhaust manifolds came out. It was black.
Yeah, and you were wearing your ding dongs up around your ear holes when you hit the ground. Yeah.
Well, it was a convertible, so the top was down.
Yeah. Yeah. And talking about 3 octaves higher.
Right. Well, my one buddy, we called him Hightower. Remember the old police academy show with the big black guy they called Hightower?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, this dude was white, but he was big like that. He was super tall, like damn near 7 foot. And his name was Chris, and we called him Hightower. Hightower was in my passenger seat when I went over them tracks. Dude, he had a hold of my dashboard like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in the convertible, there wasn't the oh shit bar to hang on to.
Well, no, the dash actually, he was holding on to the dash. The dash had a thing all the way across.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, you talk about, you call it him Hightower. My youngest nephew is 6 foot 10.5 tall.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I walk around looking at him like this. I'm sort of just a little above belly button height to him. Yeah.
Well, you know what? What was the video? I did a video the other day. I have big hands, really big hands. And I'm only 5'7". I was 5'8". I was 5'8.5" when I went to Navy. But I broke my back, my neck, all that. So I'm like 5'7" now. And but I've always been, my calves are big, my thighs are, I've always been in proportion. I've never worked out. So, I mean, even out of 10th grade, I was like 2 1/4. You know what I mean? I've just always been thick, just like a tree, even when I didn't have body fat. And so when you're that wide and you're that thick, and you got 54 suit jacket when you're only 5'7", you know, I get it. But so I was the short, he was the tall, and they didn't want to see either one of us coming when we came together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because your noses met, you'd have your toes in it, and if your toes met, you'd have your nose in it. Yep, I know the story.
Oh my God! You know what? I've only heard one other person say that. When you're nose to nose, your toes are in it. When you're toe to toe, your nose is in it.
That's right. Yeah.
See, I had to finish it for you because I know the joke. Oh my gosh! I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, it's an oldie.
Yeah, but it's a guy joke, not a girl joke.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with 2 brothers, so or got dragged up with 2 brothers, whichever way you want to put it.
Oh my gosh, I love you. That's hilarious. I cannot believe you.
Becky, are y'all doing all right, or y'all having to move?
Oh, it's hilarious. I'm gonna have to call my buddy Jay tomorrow, who's like 74, and go, Jay, a woman told me the joke you've told me since I was a kid. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Roy was talking about they were packing up and getting ready to move if they had to because there's a big forest fire right there at Flagstaff where they were at.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Flagstaff? That's in Arizona. That's nowhere near where they're at now.
Yeah, and that's where they were.
I'll be dang. I never stopped in Flagstaff. I would always come down the hill on the west side and stop at Blake's.
The wildest ride I ever had pulling a trailer was out of Flagstaff on 17 going to Phoenix. You know,
there's yeah.
A lot of passes. I got to the top of that first pass and pulled off, checked my brakes because I knew something was acting crazy.
They were smoking.
And do what?
I said they were probably smoking.
Well, no, I got up on top. Remember electric brakes on that travel trailer?
Yeah.
The 38-foot travel trailer, and somewhere inside of it, damn wire came loose.
Oh.
I didn't have any brakes at all. And I drove that damn thing from that first pass all the way to Phoenix with no brakes on it.
Wow.
That was a hell of a ride. That was one time I sure was glad I had a standard.
Ray is in Flagstaff. Becky's in Indiana. We're at the guy that I was talking about. Okay, I had to call and tell him about Jess. He's in Idaville, which is on 24 by Monticello.
And Becky flew home, what, a couple days ago? Something like that. 2 or 3 days ago.
Now, what's the crazy woman in West Virginia down here in Florida? What?
Do what?
The crazy blonde woman from West Florida.
The crazy blonde woman from West Virginia.
Yeah.
From Florida. You're breaking up, River. That's why you can't hear.
You talking about Angie?
Yeah, Angie. Yeah.
Yeah, she's funny as hell.
Off the charts.
She cracked me up. No, where'd River go? There he is.
Hello.
I tell you what, if you can get Ava and Andrew and Kenny and Ernie, and you get all 4 of them laughing, it's all over with. I mean, it's going to be that way for the rest of the show.
Well, I think every 10 families share a set of teeth in West Virginia. And Angie will have everybody laughing all the time. She'll come on,
and nobody's even said nothing, and she's already laughing.
He's a character.
I'm still pondering over the thought of everyone in the family sharing the same set of teeth. Good Lord.
West Virginia 4.
Yeah, never been there yet. By the sounds of it, might be a good place to stay away from.
Imagine. All right, I'm going to describe West Virginia. You ready? Beautiful mountains and an outhouse. Now you just combine the two in your mind, and there you go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I say that, and I got a lot of family heritage there too. So I'm picking on myself, so I have room to talk.
Or stay on your toes, or because with a 54-mile-an-hour wind, 15 miles is not anywhere.
Oh, Roy,
Yeah, and if that fire really takes off, he said it's only what about 5,000 acres now. If that really takes off, it'll generate its own wind.
well,
Yeah.
where are Roy and Becky at now? Because they were just on the east side with Chrome.
Ray's in Flagstaff, and Becky went home to Illinois. She flew to Illinois. She been gone 2 or 3 days. Well, the bad part about a fire like that is once they get big enough, they start making their own wind.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Now, when you say Ray, you're not talking about Ray. You're talking about Ray and Becky.
Roy.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Ray's going to stay up there for a couple more days and look for some waterfalls and some other stuff. He was freaking out when I talked to him last night.
He's sleeping with Bree in a Prius, right?
Yeah, it's just about. He took and I was asking him how he liked the Pacific Northwest, and it was freaking him out because he's from the desert.
Yeah, he don't know what beauty is.
Yeah, different kind of beauty.
Well, yeah, but you can learn all the beauty. I don't know. I lived in Phoenix for 3 years. I spent a lot of time in Quartzsite in Nevada. I worked in outside of Vegas. I just I ain't like the mountains or back east where it's green.
No, I must admit I like seeing a bit of greenery. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, the desert areas or the drier areas, the dust is a nightmare.
Yeah, it just it has nothing to do with temperature. You can do the same temperatures any direction, so it's not about that. It's about, oh look, it's a rock, and then 15 minutes later you're driving and going,
oh look, it's a rock.
Oh wait, there's a cactus next to another rock.
I must admit, some of the top end of Australia, though, the colour of your rocks is totally different. You've got the sandstone, but it's like a blood ochre red.
Well, you're talking. I know where you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's and you see the contrasting colours with the vibrant blue sky,
right?
And the red ochre in the sands, sands and what have you. It's stunning country.
Here, but to be able to see. Watch this. Let me change camera.
Well, the only thing I like about the desert.
Look at that full moon.
Is normally.
Yeah.
Normally, the desert hadn't been messed.
Sorry, I'm howling at the moon, Ron.
But the desert hadn't been used up like the mountains have. It's hard to find a place in the mountains that there's not people. I'm a mountain person too. I really like that. My favorite place in the whole United States is Idaho, Montana border.
I lived in for a while.
Boy, I love that country. It's
you like
beautiful.
Coeur d'Alene?
Do what?
You like Coeur d'Alene?
Yeah, I've been in Coeur d'Alene. Last time I was in Coeur d'Alene, well, it had grown so much I didn't even recognize it.
Speak of the damn devil.
The crazy blonde girl.
It's true. You'll come on the live stream and you're laughing before you know it. I love it. I love it.
See, you thought you was going to get away with something, didn't you?
No. Hey, do you know who my great grandfather is? My great grandfather, Devil Lance.
Oh, really?
That's my great granddad. I got all the room to talk about West Virginia as anybody.
One thing you forgot about West Virginia having the mountains and the outhouse. Everybody's got one leg shorter than the other, too.
It's for
where they walk around the mountainside.
Billy Goat country. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I've got any photos of some of the top end for you. And
shut up.
Did you walk crooked when you get down there in Florida, Andrew?
Sure, it takes me a while to get straightened out.
You leaning the other way down in Florida, huh?
Yeah.
Instead of one leg being shorter, one leg gets longer.
You know, most heard of the Hatfield and McCoys, and when they find out my grandfather is who Kevin Costner played, they're like, and then I got to dig out the family book. But
now, see, that's one of the things that I'm wanting to do a lot of research on and film a bunch of it from the area and stuff, you know, and tell the history of that.
That's right. Well, you know, there's the Hatfield and McCoy trails.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one for you. There's one for you. Hang on, I'll just see if I can enlarge it for you. Hang on.
I'm surprised Ron didn't say that's what she said.
That's Ormiston Gorge in Northern Territory. I didn't take that shot, but it's a pretty shot, though.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like a painting.
It does.
Yeah. I thought it was a painting.
It was taken by a professional photographer, but yeah, it's a beautiful shot, though.
You know what? I need to come back to Australia again and let you show me around Derby. Show me the crop.
Around where? Derby.
Up in the bush.
In West Australia.
No, up at the top.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's up on the top top of the west coast.
Top.
Oh, Darwin, you mean?
Darwin, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
where the scrub pythons are.
They might be out in Kakadu or somewhere, but yeah, I never saw any of those snakes in Darwin.
Well, they taste good.
Then again, was you really looking for them?
No.
Well, they're good when you're hungry.
Yeah, no, the most venomous snake you got to watch out for. Not so much in Darwin.
Yep, the brown.
They're more tropical area. No, is the bloody taipans. They're lethal. Yeah.
Well, the browns are down by Queensland, ain't they?
Browns are all over Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Property we had just up the top of Victoria here. Yeah, we used to get browns and black snakes.
I think the browns
just across the paddock. You used to get the tiger snakes. Sorry.
Yeah. I think the brown's about the most deadly in the whole entire world.
No. The taipan's more lethal. And there's isn't it the mamba, the black mamba or something or other in it's what's African, I think,
Well,
is one of these the most is more lethal than those.
well, you got the mamba there, and you also have the gaboon vipers, and then you got the two-step over in Asia. But
Yeah, yeah,
the browns,
yeah. No, our most venomous is the taipan, and followed by the brown. But we've got venene for all of them, so yeah. But you just got to be able to get to medical attention.
well, I was going to say, so everything we've named is you're dead. So which one you're dead first doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean it's. I don't think it's any different anywhere in the world. You know, you just make a noise when you're moving around in the bush, and you know, like if you see them, they don't see you.
That's right.
Job, yeah, get out of their way, or make a noise, and they generally you won't see them at all.
Well, that's what people don't realize down here. We have several venomous spiders. We have 3 scorpions. We have several venomous snakes. Everything in Florida wants to bite you or kill you, or both. But nobody sees it. You talk to people in Florida, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah,
They don't even know about it.
no, yeah, no. You
What
know,
part of Florida are you at, River?
I'm 17 miles from where you were, Angie. I'm in Citra between Gainesville and Ocala.
I know exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
Yep.
You were staying right here.
I wonder how many people you got over there
Don't tell people that.
that die from snake bite, Janice.
none. Very few.
Yeah, I
Very,
know it's a whole
well,
lot.
I don't know what the stats are, Ron, but very few people. You know, like you don't tourniquet anymore. You know, you just immobilise and seek medical attention. I don't even think with a bite from a red-bellied black, they even hospitalise you these days. They just see how you react to it. You know, like, and they've got the venene, you know, if necessary, but it just depends on how people react to them. But
So dying of a heart attack when a snake bites you would not be dying of a snake bite.
That's right.
well, I guess it's a catch-22. You know, it's what affects you first. It's dying of shock, or the actual venene affecting the muscular system. So, yeah,
He died because he crapped himself.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've skied over a red-bellied black. No, no. Yeah, I was on a 100-foot line. I got to within 15 feet of the boat saying, get me out of here.
Right? Well, okay, so we go bass fishing and catfishing up in South Carolina, and the moccasins will drop out of the trees right into your boat.
Yeah.
I have seen dumbasses try to shoot the snake in the bottom of the boat.
Oops. Yep.
I'm gonna take y'all for a walk. My doggies needing out.
Yeah, we don't have the
Staying
moccasins
off of
here.
318, or were you up in High Springs?
I'm sorry, what was
Do
that?
what?
I said, Angie, when you were down here, were you staying off of 318, or were you up in High Springs? Which place were you at?
I was off of 315 in Interlaken.
Oh, so you were over. Okay, so you were over by Inverness. Oh no, Interlaken. You were towards Palatka.
Yeah, Palatka.
Okay, I know where you were. Okay,
Yeah.
I was right down 301 from you.
Oh. And I drove by there probably 100 times because I went down to get swamps down in, was it Bushnell?
Oh God, yeah.
And then I went down to Okeechobee and went rock hounding
Oh,
down there at the crystal mines.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
you don't understand. I was real close to you. I was halfway between you and Ocala.
Yeah.
I was real close to you, like 10 minutes away.
Oh yeah. And you'll notice me and Susan went to Ocala, and well, matter of fact, we me and Mom and all of us met a subscriber out there in Ocala and had dinner.
Right.
And then me and Susan went out and did Silver Springs and spent the day out there. I mean, I was all over that place this year.
I'm 17 miles north of Silver Springs, straight up old 200.
So say, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, my dad always said when I started going down there, if you ever get turned around, just come home on 301.
That's right. It'll take you all the way.
Yeah.
I can see 301 from here if I were to go up on the roof and look over the trees.
We neighbors.
That's right. Well, not now. Well,
I'm not now. I'm up here.
well, my family is from you now, but
Yeah.
beautiful mountains in and out.
If you're lucky, you got 2 outhouses.
That's true.
That's when you know you're rich.
I need to go back to Australia. I need to meet up with her.
Yeah, well, it's been a long while now, but I've travelled right around Australia pulling a caravan. He was on the road for what, 4.5 months.
See, Ron, you never know who's lurking.
Yep. Not in this chat anyway.
That's right.
Well, who's there now that I missed?
Well, no, when we were talking about motorcycles, G sent me,
Oh,
RVing with G.
yeah.
Then I'm talking about Angie and whew,
Yep. Yeah.
talking about I Dream of Jeannie. I was rubbing the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't remind me of I Dream of Jeannie. That was my one and only fancy dress party I ever went to. I went as I Dream of Jeannie.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah,
My dog is in the house here.
I showed Ron that photo. Yeah. It's a wonder he didn't get his load taken down.
Yeah, that's on one of my thumbnails, Janet.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, you go look at my lives, and it's on one of the thumbnails.
Yeah. Yeah. River obviously didn't see it.
No, not yet.
I'm gonna start numbering these lives. I counted them things the day before yesterday, and we had 155 lives.
Hey, Ron, you know what you need to do before I forget?
What?
Go into your settings and enable live chat replay.
Well, you can see it now.
Yeah, but you can't see it when you play it back.
Yeah, when you go back to watch it, you can't see the chat.
Oh, on a chat. Okay.
Yeah, in the settings, and it's enable live chat replay. Then they can see everybody what they're typing.
Yeah, I know they don't put it on there for a while, but I thought.
No, that's up to you. It's up to you.
But I mean, after like 24 hours or something, it comes up. I think to where you can see the comment.
It might.
No,
hello, Shelly.
I have not been able to see it.
I'll go check on it. Hello, Shelly.
I can't find it again now, Ron. I'm looking for it. Maybe I burnt it.
Too funny.
I'll tell you what. We about hit that 2-hour mark again, so I guess it's about time to start shutting this thing down.
I just got here.
Yeah.
You all just raised me from the dead.
You should be the lady.
Ron's terrified of turning into a pumpkin.
Well, like you said, he already got enough hours. He just needs the subs now.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I get where these ribs and this damn knee get all right where I sleep, well, I imagine that'll make a little difference too.
I still really think you should be consulting a doctor over that.
Yeah,
I think it's gone beyond waiting periods for it, Ron. I think it's going to be a surgery job.
Well, I went for a second opinion. And he said, "Okay, you're ugly too," so I didn't want to go back.
Well, in that case, I'm not going to ask. Ron's never backward coming forward and telling you what he thinks.
yeah. I finally went to the doctor on this deal, and they did the X-rays and all that kind of stuff. So I'm supposed to find out tomorrow about what they got in mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's beyond the pale, Ron. It's incapacitated you to the extent that you can't really do anything. So,
well, I'm not big about running to the doctor, and a lot of times your body will take care of things. But if it won't, well, then you got to do something about it.
that's right. And you're at that point.
Yeah, and I busted my ass 7 times in the last 3 weeks. That's getting dangerous.
I can just see him with a picture of a donkey behind.
But anyway, I'm going to say good night to everybody. I enjoyed it. River, I'm glad. And Janice, everybody in the chat.
Well, I was cutting the full. I hope I wasn't too much of an ass.
Well, I don't know.
Diane said that explains a flat ass too. As you're 7 times it's hit the ground. Yeah.
Wait, what's it?
Say good night, all.
Good night, all.